And welcome back to Homemade Horizons. This is Alex bringing you a new segment I like to call Commander's Log, where we break down a mission from XCOM Chimera Squad. And I'm just going to shoutcast this, take out a whole bunch of the filler, make this a lot more bite-sized and consumable for everyone to watch at home. We're taking our Mouton buddy for a test drive today because we just recruited him. And pretty much he's just the Hulk with a shotgun. He is a green rage monster.
Welcome to City 31's not-so-hidden Advent bunker. A witness spotted sacred Coil poking around down here. If they give you trouble, poke
So Whisper
back.
here has given us a quick rundown is that we tracked down these people to some kind of underground bunker that Advent used to have in the war.
Now.
And we're sending our girl Torque through the vent because that's what snake girls do. And she decides to spit some poison at this guy over here. We have Terminal taking a few shots over here. I'm really lucky and I hit most of these shots, which I didn't think I would. Even the green rage monster hit. And good old Godmother takes a couple looks around and misses that one. That was kind of a long shot, but I thought it was worth the risk. Not much risk involved. But Torque here takes a look around and decides that she's just gonna wrap this person up, because I believe this android's the next one in the initiative order, and at least this takes some shooting from the enemy away from their turn, so denying them some actions. Terminal comes over here to the right-hand side and decides to just ignore the commando in front of her because it's gonna die anyway from poison, and shoot this commando on the far right-hand side. I decided to pin them down, which just, you know, pushes them down in the initiative order. So I didn't really trust that she was going to hit that shot. Axiom over here just decides to take another long shot. After, you know, getting angry. You're not going to like him when he's angry. And he hits. I just thought it was, you know, a little bit more than a coin flip, so might as well just, you know, pop it off, see what happens. And luckily, he hit. Godmother, the other shotgun user that we got today, is coming around to the right-hand side. I'm really stacking this right-hand side. And she takes care of business. Her shotgun does have tranq rounds in it, so she knocks everyone unconscious. I just like to think that they're just like really big BB guns that she's knocked people out.
Of a fight for an empty bunker. We're missing something. I'm gonna contact City Archives. They may have more detailed records than HQ. Give me a sec.
So Whisper here just thinks that this is a little bit more than what we bit off a little bit more than we could chew. But I believe in Chimera Squad.
Breach.
Once again, Torque goes in the vent to see what she can do from a flanking position. And she sees a couple of robots, which can't get poisoned. But she decides to shoot this guy here on the left-hand side, just to get some damage off, and try and clear out this left flank. Godmother just goes straight ahead and tries to mark this person right in front of her. And Terminal, it lines up this long shot and does a good job nailing it, so Axiom can finish him off. Now the left flank looks like it's got more enemies than the right flank, so I try to stack up my left flank just to deny them from coming around my side. And here we go, dropping a whole bunch of poison, which doesn't do anything to androids, but definitely kills that guy. And it doesn't cost me an action point, so why not? She looks around the room one more time and decides to do a little bit of damage to this android. Godmother decides that aiming is so 2039, and she just peppers this thing full of lead. It costs 3 ammo, but she will always hit and has a chance of destroying any destructible cover, which is great. Just burns through ammo like crazy. Terminal decides to knock this person out right here in the middle. She too has some tranq rounds, and Axiom decides to get a little bold over here to flank this robot, and totally whiffs. If you can see him blush just a tad. It's hard for the camera to pick up, but he blushes just a little bit. Godmother gets pelted with some hot lead, and well, Torque doesn't really like how the enemy's treating her friends, but she'll never actually put that into words. So she comes over here and tries to wrap up this android, which takes away from the enemy's action economy. Godmother sees that she doesn't have to worry about that flank and just goes to try and take out this android. And it's a relatively easy shot that she totally misses. And right about now, she regrets her life decisions as the robot explodes in her face. Now, she's not down or bleeding out, but she's definitely not comfortable. But they got to this room.
I know what Sacred Coil is after. Would anyone care to guess?
A cyber-disc boy band?
Yeah, a defunct mech repair bay, which, according to these power readings, is currently very funked.
So this looks like the last breach. Once again, Torque through the vent, everyone else through the front. Torque really likes to go on these little solo missions on the side, and she kind of scouts around as everyone heals up just a tad. First things first, we just shoot the guy on the far side of the room. Both shotgun users don't like that guy, and he goes down pretty easily. Our resident medic just shoots the first thing that's in front of her. And now Torque looks at this android, realizes she can't poison it or kill it in one shot, and decides just to, well, take some cover and duck. So she doesn't shoot. And luckily, that was enough for her to dodge this shotgun blast by this android. Now it seems like these guys have some advent training, as they're not just your run-of-the-mill thugs, and they actually have some decent tactics in them, popping some smoke grenades.
Control system before they all wake up.
Axiom sees a
incoming.
A vulnerability on their left flank and decides to flank them, and shoots this guy, and he's dead. He does not believe in taking people prisoner like Godmother does, so the people that he shoots usually don't get back up. And Torque dodges another shot.
Moving.
Another biped showing off.
And I feel like Torque feels a little alienated by her bipedal counterparts. She never really feels like she can connect with them, seeing as she doesn't have any legs. And she likes to make that known every once in a while. She's kind of a sassy member of the group, but she gets work done when you need to count on her.
Gremlin on the way.
Terminal goes ahead and tries to heal some of these wounds that the explosive androids have been dealing to her partner. And she looks at this android for a while and decides to take some shots at it. Doesn't really get a good connection, but she puts her hollow targeting on it, so that way her other friends can shoot it a little easier. Now, Axiom did not see that there was explosive barrels right next to him and pays a painful price. Alright, Torque here repositions and decides that she sees something that explodes and she wants to make it explode, and is trying to figure out the best way to do this. And she remembers that she has something that explodes and that can make other things explode. So she throws her plasma grenade, softening up two of her targets. And luckily the grenades do not take an action, so she just decides, why stop there? She can blow up this android. Which, you know, makes bigger explosions. Axiom is great at dodging bullets. He's a really big target, so I don't know how he didn't get hit. But evidently he's, you know, really good at not getting shot. He comes around here and decides, instead of shooting this thing that shot at him, he's going to rely on his dodging skills and just shoot at this computer, which has no dodging skills, which makes it a very easy target for him. Godmother comes down around here just to give his friends, her friend support, and looks around the room a tad and just decides to hell with aiming. I'm just gonna shoot this thing. Dead. Resident Medic goes ahead and does medic things and decides to keep on shooting at the computer. It's a very helpless target, and it's pretty easy to shoot it. Now at this point, the whole team is really sick of exploding robots. Like, we're all really sick of exploding robots. But we have to destroy this computer, because more robots will come online if we don't. So Torque completes the mission instead of destroying the robots. And the mech tries its best. But instead of just dealing damage to Terminal, just pins her down, forcing her lower and lower in the initiative tracker. Axiom doesn't like his chances of hitting either of these and just decides to move up this flank to hopefully get into melee range next turn.
Reloaded.
Godmother reloads as a free action because she's got the equipment to do that and decides to move up just a tad in order to take a shot at this explosive android. And she really wishes that she hit that, because just like the last room, it'll come over here and explode. But it doesn't deal her damage, just does Torque some damage. And Torque is really scared for her teammate Terminal here and decides to use her very long tongue to grab Terminal into cover. Teamwork makes the dream work. And Terminal over here sees that her friend and ally Godmother is in a little bit of a predicament and heals her up for some hit points. And then just decides to
On the run.
move a little bit. She doesn't want to be clumped together with too many people, because we all know that these mechs have an area of effect attack. Now, she didn't move far enough away, but at least only 2 of them took damage instead of 3. Axiom sees his opportunity to smash and decides to engage in his favorite pastime of hulking up and trying to smash this thing.
Popping over.
And here he goes. Boom. 5 damage. His fists are pretty much shotguns, so he just decides that he's gonna take care of this thing the Mouton style. And Godmother comes up here just to mop up. Boom. They come back to get some rewards, some money, and some intel from the people who they captured. And that's your average Sunday at Chimera Squad. Let me know if you like this commander's log, a quick breakdown of what went on during our mission. And at least it's a little more consumable than watching the raw gameplay. And I just kind of shoutcast what goes on. So, thank you very much for joining us here at Homemade Horizons. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all those things. Thank you very much for watching.